Welcome to County Magazine, your chance to find out what's new across Fairfax County. I'm Brian Ashby. On this edition, we'll look at the advocacy services that the Domestic Violence Action Center offers. We'll celebrate baseball at the opening of the Park Authority's Patriot Park, and then strap on your helmet and jump on your bike. We're going to the tour to Hunter Mill. Plus, a really cool short story dispenser from the public library. Domestic violence destroys lives, families, and even communities. As residents of Fairfax County, we are lucky to have the Domestic Violence Action Center to help reduce the impact of this public health menace. They offer a full spectrum of services, including advocacy. Here's more.
The goal of advocacy and counseling really is risk assessment, safety planning, and stabilization for a survivor or victim of domestic and sexual violence. We also work too with human trafficking. We work with men, women, children, and families in a lot of these organizations because domestic violence is not only particular to women. Everybody from people who are immigrants to the whole gamut. Domestic violence doesn't see race, religion, economic status. And so while there may be different challenges for different people, the patterns are very similar. A few warning signs of an unhealthy or abusive relationship may be quick involvement, isolation, being put down, jealousy, feeling controlled or manipulated, feeling unsafe in any way, physically, emotionally, sexually, or psychologically. So we all provide trauma-informed advocacy services, and many of us also provide counseling. And so advocacy may include education about domestic and sexual violence, risk assessment, safety planning, referrals to food, shelter, clothing, medical care, counseling, legal resources. We also educate about the criminal and civil justice system. And then in addition, the counseling services are provided by trauma-informed therapists. So there are a number of DVAC partners who provide multiple services. So one of our partners is Ashiana, and they provide culturally sensitive interpersonal violence support and services specifically for the South Asian community. The Jewish Coalition Against Domestic Abuse helps survivors of power-based violence find food, shelter, and obtain financial resources. The Women's Center, where I work, we offer both short and long-term advocacy services with a free bi-monthly drop-in group. And then the Multicultural Center of Northern Virginia Family Services provides advocacy and mental health services in 7 different languages. Another partner is the Victim Service Division, and their staff provide immediate and direct support to victims, their families, and witnesses to help them cope with the trauma and the aftermath of victimization and lessen the re-victimization often associated with participation in the criminal justice system. I think it's really important for people to know that we're here to help. We won't tell you what to do. What we really will do is try to help you figure out what is the best thing to keep yourself safe and your family safe. Fairfax County has a great 24-hour hotline, and so if you had any questions or concerns about anything going on in your relationship, it's a confidential hotline, and that number is 703-360-7273, and I would just encourage someone to reach out.
Next on County Magazine, baseball may be America's pastime, but in Fairfax County, finding a diamond isn't always easy. The Park Authority just did something about it, though, and opened Patriot Park, an outdoor space dedicated to baseball, offering teams and leagues from all over the region a top-notch tournament destination. Check it out.
1, 2, 3.
We're here at Patriot Park to celebrate the opening of this magnificent facility. This is a state-of-the-art athletic facility for youth and adult sports with baseball. It's really rare, one of a kind, to have a turf baseball field, and to have this many softball, baseball fields in one location not only help serve our community, but will help us host tournaments and other big special events here in Fairfax County. So it's a great day. We finally made it, and here we are celebrating the opening.
We're also here to celebrate the SYA opening day for their baseball season, which is a phenomenal combination of events. We had a parade, we had baseball players, we had softball players, we had children on the playground, we had people walking dogs, we had a ribbon cutting. It was a phenomenal way to spend a Saturday night.
There we go.
So the Park Authority is a unique department in that we take projects from the cradle to the grave. So design, architecture, construction, project management, all the way up to right now of running and managing this park are all done and managed by Park Authority employees. They put their heart into this project. It was a phenomenal example of what we can do when we put our minds to it and with the adequate funding. But in addition to that, we made sure that we treated the land in a respectful way. We had archaeologists, we had natural resources people, planners who work with the community, with the elementary school in the neighborhood. It was a lot of different talents that came together to build this facility, and we're just so proud of all the work that they all did. So some of the unique features that we have is we're standing on the elevated press box, which allows people to watch the games and scouts to come in and scout out opponents. So we're wired for streaming capability. So if you're not able to come to your child's tournament, you can log in and watch the game from the comfort of your own home. We've got cameras. It's just a really great facility. We also have warm-up areas, which is really unique for this type of facility. And the playground. The playground is phenomenal. It's really important that when you come to a game at this facility that all of your kids have something to do. So you're playing, and then when you're waiting in between games, you can go to the playground. Or if you bring a sibling, the sibling has something to do to go to the playground. It really is a complete park experience.
Well, it's really important to the county because, you know, a lot of our families travel long distances to go to tournaments and other events, and sometimes scratch their head and wonder why we have to travel that far. Why don't we have facilities like this in the county? And this is a magnificent facility. We have great facilities all over the county, but a lot of our facilities aren't sized to host big events. And so why this is important to the county is that we can host those big events, hopefully some people closer to home, but when we're not hosting those big events, this amazing facility is available for our own kids to use all the time. And when they aren't using it, we have an opportunity to host other regional things and bring people into Fairfax County from other parts of the area just to see what a wonderful community we have here, and what a great place to live and to play.
Yo, MC Bugg-Z, we're dropping rhymes to target Lyme disease. Calling attention to prevention, so please use repellent and do a tick check. Upper Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Nod your headache if you got bullseye rash, fever, fatigue. We're dropping rhymes to target Lyme disease. Calling attention to prevention, so please use repellent and do a tick check. Upper Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Nod your headache if you got bullseye rash, fever, fatigue. Watch your back in the woods, brushy spots and leaf litter. Walk the center of trails, don't be arachnid dinner. 8 lays start creeping in that overhanging vegetation. Stop these blood-sucking parasites with information. Eliminate brush piles, that's where rodents like to kick it. Lyme runs in their blood, larvae pick it up when they sip it. Hunker down for several months to survive the winter, and spring infected nymphs emerge to seek blood from the leaf litter. Yo, ticks dig humidity, keep the yard trimmed. Mind the edge where your lawn transitions to woodland. They like it overgrown, so keep the grass mowed. Ticks are known to seek hosts wherever wildlife roam. We're dropping rhymes to target Lyme disease, calling attention to prevention, so please use repellent and do a tick check. Upper Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Nod your headache if you got bullseye rash, fever, fatigue. We're dropping rhymes to target Lyme disease, calling attention to prevention, so please use repellent and do a tick check. Upper Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Nod your headache if you got bullseye rash, fever, fatigue. In both the heat of the summer and when it's chilly outside, ticks are questing for hosts, basically blood in a ride. Arms waving, they're saving graces when you brush on by. They cling on with tiny hooks, they don't jump, drop, or fly. Apply repellent to your clothing as well as exposed skin. New CDC recommended active ingredients: IR 3535, dieter-picaridin. Treat clothing with 0.5% permethrin, but never skin. Bathe or shower ASAP when you get back inside. Check your body with a mirror, cause ticks like to hide. Examine gear and pets for hitchhikers and stowaways. Dry clothing with high heat, ticks will die post-haste. We're dropping rhymes to target Lyme disease, calling attention to prevention, so please use repellent and do a tick check. Upper Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Nod your headache if you got bullseye rash, fever, fatigue. We're dropping rhymes to target Lyme disease, calling attention to prevention, so please use repellent and do a tick check. Upper Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Nod your headache if you got bullseye rash, fever, fatigue. Early summer's the time for most Lyme disease cases. In May, the tiny nymphs reach peak population. Last summer they got infected, don't let them go undetected. Stay protected, treat yourself to a full body inspection. You found a tick, don't panic. Use tweezers to grab it close to the head. Pull slow and steady until it detaches. Clean and disinfect the site, then watch your bod for 30 days. Call up the doc if you get rash, fever, fatigue, or headache. Black-legged ticks feed and drop, you may not even know. Often they bite out of sight, later the symptoms show. If you spend time outside, then ask your doc about Lyme. Treat a bull when detected early, yo. Most of the time, we're dropping rhymes.
Recently, Hunter Mill supervisor Walter Alcorn hosted his annual bicycle event, the Tour de Hunter Mill, a chance to get out on two wheels and tour the community with the community. Residents young and old hit the road or bike path with their elected officials and made the most out of a beautiful Fairfax morning. Take a look.
So the Tour de Hunter Mill, this is the third year that we have done it here in the Hunter Mill District. It's not a race, but it's an opportunity for folks of all different bicycling abilities to participate in this bike ride and really to see Hunter Mill District from a bicyclist point of view. This year the highlight really is Frying Pan Farm Park, which is one of our wonderful gyms in Fairfax County, which happens to be in the Hunter Mill District. So, as I mentioned before, this is a ride for all different abilities on the bicycle. We do have a family ride, and then we do have what is really an intermediate ride, the one that I'm going to be taking today, about 16 miles, and then a longer ride for some of the folks that are more ambitious. We have, again, people of all different abilities here, and we want to give everybody a chance to participate fully in this event. This event is important really on a number of levels. So first of all, it really does celebrate the tradition of bicycling that we have here in Fairfax County and in the Hunter Mill District. It's also a great reminder, reminding ourselves that yes, bicycling is an option. It's good not only for the folks that bicycle, but it's also good to remind people that are still driving in their cars that bicyclists are out there and we need to be aware of them.
For some people, bicycling may be recreational. For some people, it may be commuting. But one thing we learned during the pandemic in particular is good for mental health too. And so this is an opportunity for people to improve their physical health, but also get out on their bike and just enjoy the fresh air and a beautiful weather day.
And really looking forward to a great ride this year and doing this again in the future.
So do you have limited time but a literary craving that must be satisfied? Well, then you're going to love this. The Fairfax County Public Library has joined a select list of future-minded libraries around the world to feature a different kind of vending machine.
Fairfax County Public Library is always keen on new technology, and when we saw this lovely short story dispenser, we thought we would like to have one. So we've had it for several years. It has been around to several branches in different parts of the county. We've had it here at Martha Washington for maybe 5 or 6 months now, and it's soon on its way to the John Marshall branch. So these are made by a French company. This is one of 300 around the world in different organizations and establishments. We are very fortunate to have one. This is very popular with our patrons. They will come in and they will wave their hand over the 1, 3, or 5 minute edition that they're interested in, and after a second it will poke its little nose out, and then you pull and the rest of the whole thing comes right out. You never know what's going to come out of the machine. You can have children's stories, you can get young adult stories, you can get grown-up stories, and they seem to be in different genres. You can get a little mystery, you can get a fantasy, you can get a romance, and it's all a surprise when it comes out. So all fun.
Well, that about does it for this edition of County Magazine. Thanks for joining me. Remember, there are countless ways to get involved in your community to make Fairfax County an even better place to live, work, and play. I'm Brian Ashby, and we'll see you next time on County Magazine.